One of the scariest stories I ever heard. So when Grandma was little, she grew up in a house that was right across the road from this really old graveyard. Grandma's mother was feared by everyone because she messed with some really dark stuff and she was always out in that graveyard talking to the dead. When Grandma was 10 years old, she was playing in the graveyard while her mama was talking to the oldest grave. Grandma started playing hopscotch over some of the graves, and that was when her mom came running over, snatched her up and said, "Don't you ever step on another grave." Grandma said, "Why? It's not like they care, they're dead." Her mom says, "I talked to them, I know how they feel." And Grandma thought she was joking, so she starts laughing, and then her mom says, "Don't ever do that again. You never know whose grave you're stepping on. It might be someone you can't get rid of. And stay away from the oldest grave. I don't want anyone going over there messing with it." So her mama goes back home to make supper, and Grandma stays in the graveyard and keeps playing. Grandma said, "I don't know why I did it, but I sought out the oldest grave and then I intentionally stepped on it." So Grandma slowly inches her foot across the grave, and then she steps on it with both feet. Well, then she starts playing and jumping around and jumping over those headstones too. She just thought what her mama said was really silly because these people are dead. Well, while she was playing, she jumped on this one old grave and her foot went through the dirt into this big hole. Like the hole went up to her knee. It was deep. Well, that scared her because holy crap, there's a dead body down there, so she jerked her foot out of the hole. She kicked some dirt and rocks down the hole, and then she hears her mom calling her name, so she runs back towards the house. Now, she wasn't about to tell her mama what she just did because she knew she'd get her ass whooped, so she pretends like nothing happened. They eat supper, they wash, and they go to bed. Later on that night, Grandma said she woke up and had to pee really bad, like she couldn't hold it. But unfortunately, their bathroom was outside. They had an outhouse. But while she was in there, she started hearing what sounded like stomping or someone running around the outhouse. She stood up. She heard her mama's voice call out, "Gladys, come here, come here, come here." So she opens the outhouse door expecting to see her mother, but nobody's there. She's walking back to the house, and when she passed the old oak tree, that was when she saw a tall, lanky figure standing in between her and the cemetery. She looks closer and realizes that's her mama standing there, but she's facing the opposite direction, so she can only see the back of her mama's head and dress. She says, "Mama, what are you doing?" And her mama didn't respond, but with every step she took, her mom took a step backwards towards her. So she gets scared and runs towards the house to get her father, and when she looks back, she sees her mom running backwards chasing her. She said its head dropped and it fell backwards like on all fours, and it chased her all the way up to the porch until she got inside. She runs into her parents' room where she finds her dad asleep, but her mom is sitting on the edge of the bed reading a Bible with her shoes on and they're muddy. The next day, Grandma decides she's going to go back to that graveyard and apologize to every single spirit that she disrespected by jumping on their graves. So she goes over to the cemetery and walks up to that grave, and that's when she sees it. That hole is a lot bigger now, and it looks like someone has been crawling in and out of it. She gets on her knees to take a closer look, and that's where she sees the rotten casket and a decaying body inside. What was weird, the body didn't look that old for it to be the oldest grave, and it looked a lot like someone she knew who was missing. The body looked just like the woman her dad was having an affair with before she disappeared 3 months ago, and she looked like she'd been tortured to death. So she jumps back and she starts hearing whispering coming from within the hole, and it's saying, "Come here, come here, come closer, come here." She takes off running, but before she can get out the cemetery, she feels a strong presence weighing down on her back like it's trying to stop her, and it feels angry, but she makes it home. She goes to her father and tells him what she just saw, but he stops her in her tracks and says, "Hush. I don't want to lose you too. Don't talk about this ever again." But late that night, she's laying in bed, and when she looks at the window, she sees her father's dead mistress staring back at her, and when it disappears, her mama walks into her room. It feels like this spirit is reaching out to her for help, but she knows that her mama was the one who unalived her father's mistress, and if she's not careful, she'll be next. So now she's seeing this spirit everywhere she goes. It won't leave her alone, and it wants her to tell someone about what her mom did, but she knows she can't. She was afraid because she knew that her mom was very unstable, but her mom was the only other person who had dealt with spirits like this, so she had to tell her. So she goes to her mother, and her mother stops her in her tracks. She said, "What did you do? What's going on around here?" And Grandma says, "I jumped on those graves even after you told me not to, and one fell in." She said, "Mama, she stares in my window every night, wanting me to help her. She won't leave me alone. She wants me to tell on you, but I swear I haven't." Her mama grabbed both sides of her face and said, "How dare you disobey me? I told you not to do that, girl. Now go get the Bible in the belt." She put her head down and said, "Yes, ma'am," and she went and got the Bible in the belt because she just knew she was getting her ass tore up, but her mom had other plans. So her mom grabs the Bible, the belt, and her brother, and they all go over to the cemetery. Then her mom hands her the Bible and says, "Get in the hole." And Grandma says, "What? Why?" Her mama gets that close to her face and says, "Well, since you want to run to your daddy and try to help her so much, you can stay with her. Get in the damn hole." Her mama gives her a match with the box and says, "Here, in case you get scared of the dark, but just know if you strike it, I'll blow it out." And Grandma thought, "Huh?" She said, "Mama, please don't make me go in that hole. I'm begging you." Her mama said, "Get the Bible and get in that hole now, or I'll bury you in it myself for good." And her mother handed the belt to her brother and said, "If she comes out of that hole, you beat her until she crawls back in. I don't want to see her face face until the sun comes up. With tears rolling down her face, Grandma took the Bible and climbed down in the hole with that woman's body. So after she climbs into that casket, she starts feeling dirt fall down on her because they're closing the hole up to make sure she can't get out. So while laying in the pitch black dark, Grandma starts hearing rustling noises inside of that casket, so she grabs a match and strikes it to see where that sound is coming from. It lit up the casket, and when she looked down at her feet, she saw her mom's face peeking over at her with black eyes and a big grin going, mm-mm-mm. The match went out, she passed out from fear, and she didn't wake back up until the next morning when she heard her brother shoveling dirt out of the hole to let her out. Grandma said she didn't know if her whole family was mentally ill or if this was some kind of supernatural event, but either way, she learned her lesson and she never stepped on another grave. If y'all want to hear more stories about my crazy-ass great-great-grandmother, let me know in the comments.